Hello and welcome back to the Finishing Line and a special edition of Talking Points. We are joined by the man to only ever do the Grand Slam of horse racing, to win the Champion Hurdle, Champion Chase, Gold Cup and Aintree Grand National all in the 1 year. It's the Henry de Bromhead. First off, thanks for joining us. Second off, has that sunk in yet?
Thanks very much for having me. Yeah, look, it's hard to even when you say it now, like it's hard to believe it. But yeah, look, it's lovely to hear you saying it anyhow, definitely.
It's the thing you're going to hear for the rest of your life. It's the only man ever to do it. You're going to be on top of the list forever.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what? Someone will probably go and do it next year now and make it look easy. But anyhow, it's great at the moment. Yeah, delighted, and it's great for everyone here, all of us, everyone involved, all our clients, everyone working with us. It's brilliant.
That's the best thing to happen in Waterford since we won the All-Ireland back, God only knows when.
Yeah, well, that's it. That says a lot. Like, the support we've got from everyone in Waterford is incredible, and the well wishes and just the reaction has been unbelievable, and feel very lucky to have such support and live in such a great county.
Like, I start on the Grand National, the closest one that happened so far. Like, I didn't back many times, but I've never shouted a horse so much home that I've never backed in my life. And then to see Balco follow him home was just like, even talking about the Grand Slam, to have the first and second in the National as well as the Gold Cup, like, realistically, that's never going to happen again. That is an unbelievable training for you. To get Balco even back to that kind of form is a feat in itself.
Well, you know what? We had to. Jason Dunphy, who works out here, was getting very impatient with me that we'd allowed him to lose his form so much. So we had to for him. Otherwise, he was going to keep giving out to me. But no, look, it was brilliant.
So, I know Jason well, like, and it was coming to the point where second Balco is retired. I can see him landing in his back garden.
Yeah, exactly. The whole family are big fans, and yeah, look, it was incredible. It's stuff you dream of. Even to see the three of them going out on the second circuit, it's a race we haven't had much luck in or results in. We haven't had many runners, but to have three live contenders going out on the second circuit was incredible. And obviously Rachel was brilliant. At times she gave him a super ride and avoiding trouble and ducking and dodging. Aidan was brilliant in the on Balco as well. He more hunted away, and he was really good. And Darrow was giving Chris's Dream a great spin as well. So it was some buzz to watch them all, and obviously to see Rachel and Manella come home in front was just stuff of dreams, really, to be honest. Yeah.
Like, how far along up the straight did you realize? Like, you obviously realized that Rachel was in front, but did you realize Balco was so close behind him at that stage?
So yeah, Balco, yeah, he was brilliant, and then watching Dara, obviously, yeah, it was fantastic. So look, and Rachel, that's where I was. Yeah, seeing her win it was just, look, it's stuff. The whole thing is pretty hard to believe, but it's incredible for all of us. Yeah.
Like, it's just a testament to the team out in Knockeen for the success you're having this season alone. Like, I know a few of the lads are working out there and they work tirelessly the whole time. And just, it goes to show how much they want to do things right for you alone as a boss and as a trainer. So it's a testament to how you run your yard as well.
Oh, well, look, they're brilliant. The whole crew here are brilliant. Some of it, have been with us for years, and there's a wealth of experience there now as well. We've all come through thick and thin, and thankfully the whole business has built over the years. And like, you have to be passionate about this about horses if you want to work in it with them, and because they're long hours and it's tough work. And thankfully everyone here is, and we're very lucky to be working with such good people.
Like, as you said, the lads are with you for years. Like, they've gone through the lows of some of the big horses leaving, and then now they're reaping the rewards of years of hard work, putting in the graft and just keeping the dream alive, really. And it all pays off in the end. Hard work doesn't doesn't amount for much unless you want to put it in.
Definitely, that's it, exactly. Yeah, as you say, the highs and lows of it all, and now to get such highs is incredible. We just need to work out how to maintain it. I'm not sure we'll ever maintain it to this level, but if we can keep it going forward, we'll be happy.
Sure, look, if you never maintain, I know it's going to be hard to get what you've done again this season, but to do half it would be a dream alone.
That's it, exactly. That's exactly it, and yeah, as I say, we're very lucky. The support we get from all our clients as well, they give us the opportunity to buy these lovely horses, and the team here, we they do a great job with them, so it's brilliant.
Speaking of lovely horses, probably my most favorite horse in training, Honeysuckle. What she done, let's go back to Cheltenham, what she done in the Champion Hurdle on the back of, say, at the start of the season, most of us were questioning, is she going to be fast enough, her jumping wise, for the Champion Hurdle? Like, is there anything different you've done to make her, it's not jump better, but jump more slickly over her hurdles? Or she just after maturing from last season? Because I had the view that last season she was still learning her trade, and this season everything just seemed to click.
Yeah, I think she's really matured. She's, for a mare that's achieved so much, she's still very young, and I, she just seems to want it so much. Like, she's the ultimate professional, and then the relationship she has with Rachel is unreal. And they've great trust between them, and I think they've just grown. She's grown with confidence throughout the season, really, to be honest. But I've never known a horse to want it as much as she does. She's got the heart of a lion,
Mm. You seen that in Spades back in the Hatton's Grace, where she pulled it out of the bag. She looked like she was going to get beat going down to last, but she just kept the head down, herself and Rachel just straight to the line. And it was then you're thinking, right, this could happen. The Champion Hurdle could be an actual thing. And for then her to go on and win the Irish Champion Hurdle the way she did, in the manner she did, it just took your breath away, really.
Yeah, absolutely. She was brilliant that day. And, we were all saying we were going to decide whether she'd go for the Champion Hurdle after that. There was no decision. She made the decision. She put in that performance, and that was it. There wasn't even a conversation. She said, I'm going to the Champion Hurdle, and that was it. Simple as.
And roll up to Tuesday at Cheltenham. Were you confident going into it? Because I think nearly the whole of Ireland were confident that she's going to absolutely sluice up in this. She's miles above the best in this race.
I'm never confident, but there was definitely a lot of pressure. I felt under a lot of pressure, so there was a lot of decompressing once she had won. But no, I'd never be confident going into any race. Too many things can happen. But it was hopeful. We felt we had her in good shape, and she seemed in good form, obviously. And yeah, look, that was it.
How is she after coming out of it? Is she all guns blazing for next week?
Yeah, she seems good. She's aiming towards Punchestown, on Friday. She's in good form, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting her out.
Now, there's a question that you're not going to answer, but I've a load of people asking me to ask it because I brought it up in the podcast a while ago. And the fact that I seen a statement that you're saying that every Sunday she schools over fences, what is the possibility of her going chase the next season? Percentage-wise, give me 1% little hope.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to give you a percentage, but look, it's open. We'll get through Punchestown first, and then see from there. It's everything's. We'll mull it over. It's mainly down to Kenny Alexander, really, to be fair, and obviously how she schools and everything. If we go that route, but we'll discuss it in the summer and see what we come up with. But you know what? First things first. We'll get through Punchestown and focus on that for the moment.
Exactly. Just another horse you had in the Champion Hurdle. One I'm fond of is Aspire Tower. What's the plan with him? Will he go Champion Hurdle as well up in Punchestown?
Yeah, he's going there as well. He's in mighty form since Cheltenham. He's only a 5-year-old. You know, it's tough on them in these races this year. So hopefully, he'll give it. I mean, he ran a cracker in the Champions. So yeah, we'll aim for it. He's going to Punchestown, and then we'll see. Hopefully, he'll be aiming for the Champion Hurdle next year as well.
Lovely. Right, on to, look, this is the apple of my eye. I've loved this horse ever since he won his bumper at Gorn Park. Bob Olinger, an absolute, probably I was biased because I thought it was the best performance of the whole week at Cheltenham in the Ballymore, winning by 7.5 lengths, looking like an absolute monster. I presume it's Punchestown obviously again next week, but he's such a big, lovely striding horse. But I just take back to Gorn, actually, his hurdle win, or his maiden hurdle, where he was second to Fernie Hollow. If he won that, would he go in Supreme?
He probably would have, you know, because it took a bit of persuading. He has so much speed. It took a bit of persuading from everyone here, and Brian Atchison, his owner, to get me to step up to 2.5. I probably would have stuck at 2. So thankfully they did. So not only does he have all this pace, but he obviously stays well as well. So he can quicken off a strong pace. And look, he's a really exciting horse. He did it really well in the in the Ballymore, and he's, like I say, he's a very exciting horse. Yeah, absolutely.
The frightening thing is he still looks green. And there could be, God only knows how much more is to come from him.
Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, no, he's very exciting. And
will his main future lie over fences?
Yeah, you'd imagine. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't discussed anything with his owners, but I would be leaning that way.
Yeah. Right, we'll just go on to the champion chase, where absolute unbelievable mare put the kettle on, headed, came back and beat Shack and Puswa and Nube Negra. She's running again on Saturday in the celebration chase of Sandown. How she had to coming out of that, and just back on Cheltenham, sorry, it's for her to be headed and come back and win in a style like that. That's one hell of a tough mare.
Oh yeah, she's brilliant, and she's a little bit unfortunate because Honey is here and she gets all the accolades, but no mare has ever won the champion chase before. She's only the second mare, she was the first mare since 1980 something to win the Arkle. Like, she's an incredible mare, and Aidan Coleman has a brilliant relationship with her, and she seems to love it around Cheltenham. So we'll find out now on Saturday if it's just Cheltenham, or will she perform around Sandown as well. As I say, she's a gorgeous mare, and we're very lucky to have her, and again, like Honey, a heart of a lion. She just wants to win, and that's it.
That's the discussion we had last night now about her on the podcast, was will it be just a factor of she loves Cheltenham that much, or is it the factor she loves going on holidays and it's not going to be much inconvenience, especially down the back straight of Sandown? She loves her jumping, and look, she's going up against an Altior who's probably on the way down and she's on the way up, and she's getting weight off her. It looks an obvious thing. You're not going to say it, obviously. You're very pessimistic to your horses, and rightly so. It just looks obvious that she's going to win. I don't see all the fuss of Altior's back. Like, if he was back, he's not the horse he ever was. I think she's going to win again tomorrow, and she's going to get the recognition that she deserves. As you said, the first mare to win the champion chase. Even going into Cheltenham, if you take the stats of Arkle winners, especially from your yard, going to champion chases, they have an unbelievable record in it.
Yeah, it's incredible. And that's what swung us there. I was getting tempted by the mare's chase earlier on in the year, and I just happened to hear the Arkle stats again, and that's what made me go with Sizing Europe in 2011.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard those, I was like, yeah, you know what? And in fairness, the Darmodies and the One for Lux, they're brilliant. They're always, they'll always aim for the big races. They're very happy to do that. But I was thinking about trying to sway them to the mare's chase. But as soon as I said it, anyhow, they were Yeah, definitely. Let's rock on. So, you know, when training for people like that, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to jump off topic, off Cheltenham altogether. Just a thing that popped in my head here. You're very renowned for the loose school inside the shed. That must be a big factor to how all your horses perform so well over fence. Very, very few fallers. Like, I'm surprised not a lot of more trainers don't do this. It teaches, like, I could be talking wrong now. It just teaches them how to jump on their own, how to sort their feet out, and just use their brain. Would I be right in saying that, or is it a way that you just have a knack of getting them to jump?
I know the loose schooling definitely helps them. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, you look at Gordon's horses, Willie's horses; they all jump really well as well. You know, most trainer, you know, so you can't say our way is the right way. Maybe ours enjoy it more. That you try and make it fun for them. Possibly, I don't know. But you know, it's also Rachel and our jockeys riding them. They're brilliant on them as well, you know, so that helps. But they do. They enjoy the loose schooling, and it's definitely something I wouldn't stop doing.
Yeah, but you say that now about Willie and Gordon, but then you look at it as how many champion chases are they trained, and how many of you train doing what you do. So there's definitely a message to the madness.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. Look, yeah. I won't argue with it anyhow.
It's okay to take praise.
It works for us anyhow.
Right, we jump back onto Cheltenham, and a horse that's like surprised me that how well she won was Tell Me Something Girl in the Mayor's Novice. Was before I say her break this season where she came back and you changed tactics and holding her up behind Heaven Help Us up at Leopardstown. Was there something in your mind that just said we're going to change something with her in mind for Cheltenham with what happened last year with Manila Melody?
Yeah, absolutely. So the last 2 years we've gone to the Mayor's Novice Hurdle, and we had two good mares, Sonoria and Manila Melody, and both were handy away on the first 2 or 3 in that Mayor's Novice Hurdle, and they both stopped turning in. So we were in the unsaddling enclosure with Manila Melody, and Rachel and I both said, if we ever run her in that race next year, we're jumping off out the back. And yeah, it turned out it was Tell Me Something Girl. So with that in mind, we said we'd try her because we'd made use of her before. So we said we'd try her in the handicap hurdle, dropping in, and she ran really well. Unfortunately, they didn't go that quick. But it really suited her at Cheltenham, and I was starting to get watery. I was starting to go, oh, maybe we'll be a bit closer. And Rachel just said, well, I'm dropping in, and walked off and got up on her. So she was spot on.
And for a week that she was having, you weren't going to argue with her.
I wasn't going to argue with her, exactly. So yeah, look, it worked really well, and she's a gorgeous mare. Like, we know she stays 2.5. I think she'll stay 3. I think she could be anything. You know, she really could. She kind of lost her form after her first, but she's really coming back to herself now.
Will the plan be the Grade 1 mares on this Friday with her?
I'd say it could be. Look, it's a non-novice, but she's like a second season novice anyhow. Yeah. She's plenty of experience. So I'd say it could be 2.5 miles. I have this that she might be left and right. I'm probably wrong, but it's just on my mind that she might be. But other than that, yeah, I think I'd say we're leaning towards the mare's hurdle. Yeah.
Cool. Just a word on Magic Days. She ran a mighty race in that as well, to pull and race the way she done and to finish second. There must be some engine underneath there.
Yeah, she's a right one, isn't she? She's lovely. She loves the game. She's got ears on her like a donkey. They're massive, and she's gorgeous. But she loves the game, and she only won her point-to-point out in Curramore there back in November. And if I had €1 for every person who told me about her that day, I'd be a wealthy man. Like, she was so impressive. So anyway, we bought her, and she that was only her third start over hurdles in Cheltenham. So, but although we said we'd always drop in, you couldn't really with her because she'd only ever really made it in any of her races. So it seemed more of a negative to suddenly change it with her, for a mare that's never run in amongst the pack, and she seems to love it. So, and hello, she came, she was brilliant.
Yeah, will she have an easy time for it now until next season, or will she go next week?
No, there's a nice race. The mares novice hurdle for mares that haven't won a grade 1, 2, or 3. So we'll give her a go in that in Punchestown. Yeah.
So that's another winner for you, anyway.
We'll see.
Right.
Our luck at this stage.
I doubt very much. I think next week you'll be ordering another trophy cabinet to go along with your Cheltenham one.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Right, just jump on to Friday at Cheltenham. One that only arrived in your yard along with, we get on to Envoy in a few minutes. Calixios, Tom from Pimlico Racing, he's on the show as well. He loved this horse. He talked up this horse from the day he won his maiden hurdle at Punchestown. I know you didn't have much time to do with him, but from what you saw when he came into the yard, you probably weren't shocked at how well he won.
I'm not sure on the winning. We went there. Obviously, we had very little to do with all this. Was all down to Gordon and his team. We only got the horse 2 weeks before he ran. We literally just ticked him over and tried to keep everything the same. We did school him one day, and he jumped brilliant. So we were happy with that. And Jack Kennedy, he obviously really liked him. He said it would have been a close call between him and Zanahiyr, but he probably, obviously he was going to ride Zanahiyr for Cullentra. But I think if they'd both been there, it was going to be a close enough call for him. So we knew we weren't far away. Obviously then, Rachel gave him a super ride, and he was really good. He's a gorgeous big horse. He's not just your typical prime hurdle horse. He's a big scopy horse. He's going to grow, and to have done what he's done already is a fair achievement. But I think he's a horse that he could be around. Hopefully he'll be around for the next few years, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, that was kind of my next question to you. He doesn't have the mold of this typical little nippy 4-year-old hurdler. He looks like a proper national hunt horse. He looks like a fence will be no problem to him in a year or two.
Yeah, exactly. He loves jumping, and that's it, exactly. So he's really exciting. He's really exciting. To achieve what he's done already is really good.
Now we move on to probably one of the proudest days, bar the obviously we didn't know the National was going to happen, but it did. The Gold Cup, where Minella Indo, a horse I followed off a cliff for the last 3 years, and this is the only race in 3 years I haven't backed him in, which hurt. And at Plutard, a horse you stepped up from 2.5 miles up to 3 miles to win the Savills. Just talk to us how that felt. That your two horses that you had from the very start jump in the last in the Gold Cup, and you knew you were going to have 1-2 no matter what happened.